Hello guys, welcome to Arduino tutorials. In this video, I'm gonna give you a brief introduction of Arduino, and also we'll discuss some of the basic concepts like uploading code into Arduino, getting started with Arduino with basic LED blink example, and also we'll have a look at Arduino IDE. Before actually going into this section, let us concentrate on Arduino hardware. This is Arduino board and Arduino UNO board, and this was made by Arduino in Italy. If you have a look at this Arduino board, you'll be able to find this big chip which is microcontroller. So this is considered as brain because all the process that happens in Arduino, it is because of this. So this is Atmega 328 microcontroller. Basically Arduino uses Atmega microcontrollers. And there is this USB port. This USB port you can use it for communication between computer and Arduino. So this is the thing which you have to use for uploading the codes into your Arduino board. All you have to do is you have to plug in the USB cable and upload the code using Arduino IDE. So there is this barrel jack. This barrel jack is used for connecting any external power sources. You can very well connect a 12 volts adapter for powering up Arduino using this barrel jack. And there is voltage regulator right over here, and there are a number of female header pins here. These female header pins are GPIOs, which means general purpose input and output pins. These pins you can connect it to other sensors, motor drivers, etc. So this is digital side and this is analog side, and here is the power. So in power you'll be able to find this VIN. On this pin you will be getting exact voltage that you are giving here. So let's say that you are giving 12 volts or 12 volts here, you will be getting 12 volts over here, which means VIN pin. And there are GND pins which are ground. So there are 3 GND pins on Arduino, two on the left side and one on the right side. So in digital side you'll be able to find one GND pin just above 13th pin, and there are 2 GND pins just above VIN on power side. And this GND is nothing but ground, and you can use it for negative terminals. And yeah, there is this 5 volts pin. If you have a close look at this, there is this 5 volts pin. So this 5 volts pin is used to connect sensors and other devices which requires low power. So you can connect a servo. For powering up a servo you need to connect it to 5 volts. For powering up some ultrasonic sensor or Bluetooth module you need to connect it to 5 volts, right? And there is this 3.3 volt pin as well. So this is again for those devices which requires very less power. And yeah, there are 6 analog pins in total. These analog pins you can use it to read or write analog signals, and in the same way you can use these digital pins for reading and writing purposes as well. And there is this reset button, and if you press this reset button, the program, whatever the code you have written, will again start from the first line. So this is all you need to know about Arduino before actually writing your own code. Let us jump into Arduino IDE section. So for uploading a code into Arduino you need a software, and that is Arduino IDE. All you have to do is you have to download the Arduino IDE from the official website of Arduino. The link is given in the description below. And also if you have a look at this Arduino IDE, so this is the Arduino IDE software, and this is the area where we write program. So basically you'll be able to find different options over here. But before actually starting with writing the code, there are other things you need to check out. The first one is tools. In tools you actually need to have a look at the port. So basically if you are using Arduino UNO, you need to select Arduino UNO over here. So as I'm using Arduino UNO, I have selected Arduino UNO. By default it is Arduino UNO. As I've used another boards in this software, I've connected it to Node MCU. But yeah, by default you don't even have to change. It is Arduino UNO. And so for uploading code into Arduino you need to connect Arduino to a computer. So for doing that you need this USB cable. All you have to do is just plug in this to the Arduino, and so I've connected this to a computer. So there are number of LEDs on this. The one is on and the another one is L. So this on, it actually denotes that the Arduino is on, which means whenever you connect it with some external power source or a computer using USB cable, this LED will be turned on. And coming to this, it is an LED which is directly attached to 13th pin. So by default 13th pin is attached to an LED, and now we are going to program this 13th pin, which means this LED. So if you have a look at the software, as I've connected my Arduino UNO to the computer, in tools you will be able to find this port. In port you need to select that serial port on which Arduino UNO is connected. So whenever you click on this, so now this is done. It is Arduino UNO in boards, and in ports it is COM14 where Arduino UNO is actually connected. And there is this file with new, open, recent, sketchbook, examples and other options as well, edit and sketch. So sketch also you will be able to find all the libraries which we will be using in our future tutorials. And yeah, there are so many libraries over here. And then tools, we already discussed these tools, and by default the programmer has to be AVR, ISP, MKLL. And yeah, so this is the area where we actually write the code. So there is this void setup and loop. For any program in Arduino, you need this void setup and loop. So void setup is, if you have a look at this, put your void setup code here to run once. So whatever you place inside this, whatever you write inside this is will run once during the start of the program, and whatever you write inside this loop will be a forever thing. So if you are writing some 5 lines of code, that 5 lines will get executed repeatedly over and over again till you turn off the Arduino board. So as I told you, we are going to program an LED which is attached to 13th pin. So if you have a look at this, the LED attached to 13th pin is continuously in on condition, which means high state. So in general, in terms of Arduino terminology, high means maximum voltage is applied to that particular pin. Let's say that one pin is high, which means the maximum voltage is applied to the pin, and if it is on low state, which means 0 voltage is applied to that pin. So here now it is in high state, and we need to program it in such a way that let's say that we need to blink it. So if you want to blink it, you need to write the code in that way. So basically in void setup, what you'll do is you need to first declare the pin. You need to give the pin a kind of functionality. Let's say if it is an input, if we are taking some inputs from that pin, we need to declare it as input, or if we are giving some output through the pin, we need to give it as output. So now this is output because we can see LED. So the output is in the form of LED glowing. So you need to give some voltage to that pin. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make pin mode, and then so the LED is attached on 13th pin. Just write 13 over here and then output. So Arduino has got some syntax, and yeah, if you just follow that syntax, the pin mode over here, it is actually a combination of 2 sentences. The capital M indicates that it is another word, and pin is one word, mode is another word, and you are not using any spaces in between these 2 words. So as you are not using any spaces in between these 2 words, capital M denotes that it is a different word and you are combining 2 words. So pin, capital M, mode. You need to, so this is case sensitive and you need to follow the basic syntax. And then the brackets 13 is nothing but whatever pin you are using. It can be 9, 8, 7, anything it can be. All you have to do is you have to just put the number over here, and then you have output and input here. So if you are taking this, if you are using this pin as output, you can write it as input, and if you are using it as output, you can write it as output. So as we are using this as output, we need to declare it as output pin. So all the output and inputs are in caps, so you need to follow this. Otherwise, if you, I'll just show you what happens if you use it in small. So if you use it in if you write it using the small letters, it won't appear in blue color. So yeah, so this is done, and after that you need to close these brackets, denoting that you have declared the pin as output. And then you need to end this particular line. Whenever you want to end some particular line, you can very well do it using a semicolon. So for in each and every line, whenever you are writing this, you are writing a code, and each and every line you have to end the line using a semicolon. And yeah, I forgot to mention one thing. So this is setup function, and in setup function, each and every function, let's say that you are making your own function later, each and every function should start with flower brackets and should end with a closing flower bracket, right? So this is a comment. So you can write comments very well by using a slash. Here I'll just write declaring 13 as output. Right. This is not included in the code, this is just for the understanding purpose. If the code is difficult and if you are not able to understand it, or you are getting confused at a particular line, you can very well write a comment, add a comment which explains it thoroughly, right? And yeah, so we have declared this pin as output here, and we need to give the functionality in the loop. So as I told you, loop is a forever thing where the set of statements gets repeated over and over again till you turn it off or till you press the reset button. So here we actually need to give the functionality. Means I just want to turn this LED off. So that is what I just wanted to do. So what I'll do is I'll use digital right here, and then I'll take this 13. So as this 13th is the pin where LED is LED is on, I just wanted to turn it off, and then I'll click on I'll write low. So even this low and high, you should write it in capital. I'll be ending this statement using a semicolon. And yeah, so we are done with the program. Actually, all we have to do is we need to save it. If you wanted to save it, you can very well save that. And yeah, first you need to compile it. So for compiling it, you need to click on this tick symbol. If I click on this tick symbol, this program, it will ask us to save the program. I'll just save this as LED blink. Done. So I've just saved it as LED blink program, and after saving it, it starts compiling the program. So it is taking a bit longer. Yeah, it will be done like in 20 seconds from now or something like that. So the compiling is done. Whenever you see that and there are no errors in the code. But before that, let me make an error and show you what exactly is the thing. So here I'm removing a semicolon. Here I'm removing the semicolon, and then I'll compile this again. So whenever I compile it, whatever the error you have made will be seen here. So it is clearly showing that expected semicolon before closing flower brackets token. So all we have to do is you have to put a semicolon again and compile it back. So this way you can actually rectify this rectify your mistakes, whatever the mistakes you have made in your code. So this way you can check all the codes, all the lines in your code, and then you can verify whether you are where you have made mistakes and other things. So after that, you need to upload it. For uploading, you need to click this arrow symbol, which is upload. You can see it over here. Over here you will be getting that. So yeah, upload. So I've already selected my COM14 as the port where this Arduino is connected, and board is also Arduino UNO. All I have to do is I have to upload that code. And if you see it in the Arduino, you'll be able to see these two LEDs blinking. So again I'll upload that code. Yeah, so you can see these two LEDs blinking. That is because we are making a connection between a computer and Arduino. So as there is a communication, that uploading part is the communication. So computer is sending a code to Arduino using this port, using this cable, and as there is a communication between this RX and TX, which is transmitting and receiving, will blink. And the program, and if you look at the program, there is this digital write 13. So we are writing this digital pin as low. So as we are writing this as low, the LED is off now. So again I want this LED to be on. All I have to do is I have to keep this on high state. Instead of low, I'll be keeping this on high state. So once I do that, all I have to do is upload the code, and whenever it gets uploaded, you will be able to see this RX and TX blinking, and this LED is blink on now. So this LED is on high state. But yeah, as we discussed, we are going to look at the basic LED blink program. So if you have a look at the code, if you have a look at this code, there is this digital write 13 high, which means the LED on 13th pin will be in high state. We need to give a delay of 1000. Let's say we will be giving a delay of 1000. So here the delay is something which actually, it is a timing. So I'll explain that in after completing the code. And then digital write 13 low, right, and then delay 1000. So here if you consider this code in void loop, digital write, so digital is one word, write is another word. So when we are combining these two things, digital, capital W, and write, RITE, and then 13, we are asking to keep this digital pin, 13th digital pin on a high state for this much amount of time. So this is in milliseconds. So the time is in milliseconds here. So we are asking Arduino to keep 13th pin on high state for about 1000 milliseconds, which is 1 second. And again after that, after 1000 milliseconds, we are asking it to keep it on low state for about 1000 milliseconds again. So delay is the timing which we give to let's say that there is this 13th pin going to high state, and we are asked this delay will help us to make keep this 13th pin on high state for about 1 second, which means 1000 milliseconds, and also keeping this 13th pin on low state for about 1000 milliseconds. So this is a continuous process. It happens, it gets repeated over and over again till we press the reset button and or turning it off. So let me upload this code. So this code is getting uploaded and you can see it in here. So if you closely look at this, the LED which is denoted as L is blinking. So this is the LED, as I told you, attached on 13th pin. So it is blinking continuously with a gap of 1 second, which is 1000 milliseconds. And you can also very well change this timing. So let me give this some 300 here. I'll be giving 300 milliseconds as the delay time. And if I upload this, you can very well find it in the RX and TX LEDs over here. And yeah, so this is a delay of about 300 milliseconds, right? You can also connect an external LED. All you need is an LED. All you have to do is the positive terminal, which is the bigger LED, you have to connect it on 13th pin, and the smaller LED, which is -1, you need to connect it on ground. So 13th pin and ground are adjacent to each other, yeah. So you can very well see the LED blinking, the external LED blinking. Like that you can also program the other pins as well. If you closely have a look at this, I'm just removing this LED. So if you closely have a look at this program, I'll be doing this on 9th pin now, and then I'll be changing this to 9 again. Sorry. Yeah. So all I have to do is I have to upload this code into my Arduino. So after uploading it, you need to connect it to, you need to give a connection between 9th and ground. One second. So I'm giving a connection between 9 and ground. So here, so even after connecting on 9, I'm able to make this LED blink. So this is all about programming this Arduino. So as I uploaded another program, this LED will be continuously on because that is the default functionality of Arduino. So we will discuss other concepts, other important concepts like using different sensors and interfacing different motor drivers and other devices with Arduino in other tutorials. Thanks for watching.